Rocky and Adonis Creed have faced off against many different opponents. So today we're going to rank all 9 of the Rocky and Creed opponents from worst to best. Hey everybody, my name's Justin here. I try to watch everything that hits theaters and on streaming services. If you guys are like me, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below and click that bell notification for more up and coming content. Leave your list down below. Who is your favorite opponent in the Rocky and Creed franchise? And which one do you think is your least favorite? Coming in last place is Tommy Gunn from Rocky 5. Tommy the Machine Gunn is played by real-life boxer Tommy Morrison, and he starts to be trained by Rocky in the film. And then when he starts to become jealous of being in Rocky's shadow, that's where the character starts to become cliche, and then he challenges him at the end to a street fight. There was a decent storyline between Rocky and Tommy Gunn and that relationship that was being developed, but once we kind of understand Tommy Gunn as a person and him becoming jealous and wanting more and then challenging Rocky at the end, it's a character that doesn't have enough development to really even care about him, and he becomes a character that you like, then eventually you end up hating at the end of the film. There's so much more they could have done with this character, and that's why he sits at the bottom of the list. Coming in at 8th place is Mason Dixon from Rocky Balboa. Mason Dixon challenges Rocky to a fight after he learns that a simulation would lead to Rocky defeating him, and so he challenges him. Mason challenges him because he feels like he doesn't have that same respect as Rocky, and it's really out of spite. So when you see this character, it's not a character that is fully fleshed out within the film, understanding his motivations and his challenge with Rocky, because a lot of the movie is dedicated to, you know, those nostalgia moments with Rocky and the conflict with his son. So, you know, at times the storyline is overpowering the development of this challenger in the film. And I do think that Mason Dixon is a talented boxer within this film and really poses a threat to Rocky in the film. But the motivations and the development for this character feel very weak, so it leads to a really forgettable opponent within the franchise. Coming in at number 7 is Thunderlips. This is just a comical opponent within this film. It's just for charity. Hulk Hogan plays Thunderlips, and this is just a very brief appearance, and it is funny to see him as he towers over Rocky. You don't believe that Rocky could win. It's just for charity. It's just for fun. And that's why he sits kind of at the bottom of the list. He doesn't have a storyline that's being developed throughout the film. He isn't the main opponent within the film. So he's just there to have some comical moments within the film. The third Rocky movie, the third film is where it starts to dive into those absurd moments, and Thunderlips, even the name just really adds to it. But it's fun to see Hulk Hogan against Rocky in here. It's ridiculous, but it's entertaining. Coming in at number 6 is Ricky Conlan. I like that they continue to cast real boxers in these films because you can just see their talent on screen. And I did appreciate also that he was brought back in the third Creed film and the beginning of that film. Ricky Conlan challenges Adonis in the film, and he uses Apollo Creed and the name to get underneath Adonis's skin. Calling him a false Creed in the film is a way for us to root against this character. I think a lot of times within here, they really play up on the opponent part to it and trying to make Ricky Conlan out as a villain as he is trying to tear down Adonis, say these mean things within this film. It's not like he's doing horrible things to Adonis within this film. I think at times the writing tries to make him out as that bad guy and make him really arrogant within this film, but he is a talented boxer and really challenges Adonis in the film. But I think some of the development for him is pretty weak because a lot of the film is focused on Adonis and Rocky's relationship and him trying to rise to the challenge and build his own legacy, that at times Ricky is just in the background. But when we get him towards the end of the film and him challenging Adonis, there is some thrilling moments towards the end. Coming in 5th place is Clubber Lang. Mr. T gives a really entertaining performance in here. A lot of classic one-liners. He makes an iconic character in the Rocky franchise. He is nowhere near as important as Apollo Creed, and coming off of those first 2 movies, really focusing on Apollo Creed, Mr. T had a lot to do in the 3rd film, and I think that he did a decent job with this role. Apollo becomes Rocky's mentor in the 3rd film. Clubber Lang is constantly taunting Rocky. He delivers these punches that really feel epic, and you feel like he is that threat in here. He is involved with a lot of the 3rd film. He tries to hype up this fight and gives that really entertaining performance, a really fun character within the franchise, as like I said, that 3rd film is where it feels like it's not taking itself too seriously, and we get that with Mr. T. A really entertaining performance, a character that you don't take too seriously, but you like the character. He's taunting him, he has these one-liners, he's trying to tear him down. It's pretty funny at times, and Mr. T gives that really fun performance in here that works for this character and overall the tone in the 3rd film as well. Coming in 4th place is Viktor Drago. Viktor taking on Adonis was a storyline that really worked in here, building off of that 4th film where we had Ivan Drago kill Apollo Creed in that film. You feel like there is a lot of hatred for these characters within this film, but I did appreciate some of that subtle development for him, as you feel like Ivan Drago is really harsh on his son Viktor, and Viktor is trying to live up to his father's legacy as well, similar to Adonis with Apollo. He is as intimidating as his father. He is massive compared to Adonis, but he is intimidating, and I like some of that development for this character. A lot of it does come about the middle half of the film because we are dealing with Adonis becoming a father and his injury as well. At times we are forgetting a little bit about Viktor. I think they really could have had some more moments between father and son to get a little more understanding of this character. But he is intimidating. He is big compared to Adonis, and he really packs a punch. Coming in 3rd place is Damian Anderson. This is the newest character in Creed 3. I love that development for this character, understanding the past between Donnie and Damien within here really adds to this character. And he wants a chance at the title. At times, the character doesn't feel as fleshed out as other characters, and his rise to fame becomes pretty quick, but Jonathan Majors gives a really good performance in here, and we can tell at one time that they were really good friends, and him becoming like this underdog and no one knows who he is, he is very intimidating and really can prove himself. And that classic feud in here really works, and I really like this character. Jonathan Majors gives a really good performance, and it really adds a lot to the trilogy of the Creed films. He's a standout from the other characters, very personal, where some of the other characters just felt like opponents in a classic boxing match. This one had some more emotion connected to it. That personal journey for these characters is what makes it stand out amongst the others. Coming in 2nd place is Ivan Drago. Easy to see that he is the villain in this franchise because of his one-liners against Rocky and killing Apollo Creed. He's very intimidating, but Ivan Drago just towers over Rocky in here, and we have Rocky with his motivation to take on Drago because of what happened to Apollo Creed. It does have that good story, classic 80s cheese to it. It's a product of the 80s, but it's interesting to see the way that both of these characters train. Rocky in the woods, and then Drago with the high tech within it. But Dolph Lundgren makes this character work. his stoic performance, his one-liners, how he towers over him, how serious he is about these fights. It makes it for the best, I guess, villain in the franchise. Not the best opponent, but one that it's clear that he is a villain rather than just an opponent and challenging him in a boxing match. He is clearly made out to be the villain. But coming in first place is Apollo Creed. I think the reason for Apollo Creed being in first place is the amount of time we spent with this character. In the first film, he takes on the Italian stallion just as a publicity stunt. Rocky and Creed fighting off again. In the third film, we have Creed train Rocky, and we have him in the fourth film as well. I think the amount of time given to this character and watching him grow throughout the films, because he was arrogant and cocky in the beginning of the franchise, and then see that relationship develop, that friendship was endearing in the franchise. He's not made out to be the villain. He's made out to be a kind of cliche, cocky character that has heart to him. He is viewed as a champion that isn't in the light as much as he used to be, and still feels like he has a lot to prove. Very similar to Rocky and some of the other films. So looking at this character and his growth and the time given to him, it's a character that you love and understand that he is one of the best boxers in the world of Rocky and Creed. And the discussion of him, even in the Creed films, you understand the importance of this character. You feel like he did pose a threat to Rocky in even the first and second film as well. I've always appreciated the storyline for Apollo Creed and how much time we were given to this character and the importance of him as well. So there you guys have it, all 9 Rocky and Creed opponents ranked worst to best. How would you rank them? Let me know in the comment section down below, and stay tuned for more ranking videos like this. My name is Just Watches Movies, and you guys stay classy, YouTube.